So good morning all. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Jonathan Preston. I'm the go-to-market lead for Amazon Quicksite in EMEA. And I'm glad to be joined here with Yuri, who's our Cloud Intelligence Dashboard founder and lead. Yuri, do you want to do a quick introduction to everyone, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm Yuri. I'm Principal Technical Account Manager in AWS Enterprise Support, and I'm also founder, lead of Cloud Intelligence Dashboards. I'm also authored a few dashboards from our family of dashboards like Kudos, Trusted Advisor Organizational Dashboard, and yeah, help to run the team of very motivated and talented colleagues who actually build these dashboards for our customers.
Brilliant. Thanks, Yuri. So today we're going to be having everything's online, and any questions you have, please use the chat facility in Chime to ask any questions. We'll take questions at the end of the session, and any questions we don't get to answer, we will answer them at a later point. We'll contact you directly and answer them. So yeah, let's kick off. Thank you very much. Look forward to a great session with you. Thank you.
Great, thanks everyone. So let's kick off. Today we are going to talk about managing and optimizing your AWS costs and usage with Cloud Intelligence Dashboards. We will cover the common challenges which FinOps practitioners and Cloud Center of Excellence leads face when they optimize AWS cost and usage, and how Cloud Intelligence Dashboards will help to actually address these challenges or help you to at least advance and get a couple of steps closer to solving these challenges and helping you actually optimize the costs. And then we will have a demo, and Jonathan will cover some additional benefits of Amazon Quicksite in your business applications, in your business use cases, and how Quicksite can actually help you to grow your business with advanced analytics. So let's start. And we start with covering pretty common situations in your cloud adoption journey, because in the cloud, cost is transforming compared to on-prem environment, transforming from capital investment to basically operational investment. Cost becomes a metric, right? So costs can change on daily basis based on resources which you use. You pay as you go. So cost become metric, and you should treat a cost in the cloud as a pretty much similar to any other operational metrics. And cost can grow with the growth of your business, with the growth of your usage and consumption of cloud resources. And then interesting part that you can influence the cost, you can reduce the cost by applying cloud native architectural patterns, by choosing the right resources, right services for the job. So you have a power actually to put the cost down as well. But the challenge here is that how we can measure effectiveness of our cost optimization exercises. One of the ways to do that is, compare your AWS invoice 2 months ago with your AWS invoice today, but it won't work if your overall usage growing. If your business grows, your consumption grows, it just won't work, because as a FinOps practitioner, you might put a lot of efforts in some cost optimization exercises, making sure that you run workloads cost effectively, but then your total usage grows, and then how you can compare, basically measure effectiveness of your efforts and present maybe to your leadership and to make sure that basically you're using right resources, right services for a job. To address this, we actually recommend customers to introduce a metric which is called unit cost, right? So it's a metric where you can measure a cost per your business transaction, per your business unit. It could be from different domains. It could be like bank transaction if you're in financial sector. It could be some cost per booking if you, for example, in hotel business. It could be cost per user or per customer. Yeah, but idea here is that if you bring together your spend for AWS infrastructure and amount of your business unit metrics like transactions, users, and then you can divide your total usage by amount of users, you can come up with this unit cost or cost per user, cost per transaction. And this will allow you to measure your cost and spend effectively, because you will be able to actually correlate your use for infrastructure to the growth of your business. So if your spend increasing, but your amount of user increasing even more, so your unit cost will go down, right? Even with increasing increase of usage and spend. So this unit cost allows actually to quickly identify how well you fit in terms of cost effectiveness on AWS. And then we come to another question and another challenge. What if my unit cost grows, right? How can I keep it, let's say, reducing, and which instruments I have to actually reduce it? And we have plenty of depends on which stage of cloud adoption you are. You can apply different cost optimization techniques. You can right size your instances. You can introduce elasticity and not use resources when you don't need them. You can apply better forecasting. You can apply things like anomaly detections. You can basically choose different pricing models, cover workloads with savings plans and reservations, using spot instances, optimize your storage. So there are several techniques which you can apply, and we have different services which actually help you to highlight cost optimization opportunities like Trusted Advisor, Compute Optimizer, and many others. And all these techniques will help you to reduce your unit cost, right? Even with increase of usage, you would be able to, by optimizing storage, for example, or making sure that your new workloads come to the cloud already optimized, right? You can reduce your overall unit cost. But here we have another question which often FinOps practitioner asks us. How can I measure my effectiveness for each of these cost optimization techniques or pillars or even KPIs? And for that, we actually suggest customers to treat all these techniques as a KPIs, right? And set your goals and measure them not in absolute values, but rather in relation or percentage of your optimized resources towards total resources. And for that you can also set a targets for these KPIs and goals and measure effectiveness. So that would allow you to see how much of unoptimized resources you have out of your total resources. And also you could see whether new workloads come optimized or not optimized, because that's very important in cost optimization and FinOps, to make sure that you are not circling this cost optimizations and new workloads operations. And then if your resources come unoptimized, then you need to circle back and start from the beginning to optimize now the new workload. So this kind of KPIs would allow you to actually measure effectiveness. But then the question is how then you can have a tool which would allow you to bring together this unit metric KPIs for different cost optimization domains or pillars in one single place, and also to allow to share these views and share your KPI goals and share your KPI progress with your owners of resources, with your project teams, with your developers. And with this in mind, we built Cloud Intelligence Dashboards. The main challenge which we want to address with Cloud Intelligence Dashboards is we want to bring decision makers closer to the data. So think of Cloud Intelligence Dashboards as a FinOps experts in AWS, such as commercial architects, technical account managers from enterprise support. So basically, experts who work with the customers on these FinOps and cost optimization topics on day-to-day basis, and they know how to present the data in the best way so it could be actionable for the customers. So they came together and built Cloud Intelligence Dashboards framework. So they built this set of visuals and dashboards in Amazon Quicksite, with including all the best practices that we know in highlighting these cost optimization opportunities and KPIs. And then imagine that because we built this on top of Amazon Quicksite, our business intelligence service, it allows to actually share these dashboards in the form of Quicksite templates. So any customer can deploy these dashboards in their organizations, in their accounts, and use them as a self-service instrument. So Cloud Intelligence Dashboards are very easy to use, and they can be used by customers as a self-service instrument, and it has lots of auto-generated recommendations, actionable insights. You can consolidate the data for your entire organization in one place. You can provide access to the data for the resource owners, so you can share these dashboards with your users, with your management of organizations. So you can basically personas using the dashboards in your organization, and you can consolidate data from multiple payer accounts or AWS management accounts in one single place to have one single pair of glass for your entire spend. The cloud intelligence dashboards are secure because they built on top of native AWS services, and very important that you do not need to run any agent software to actually have cloud intelligence dashboards, and your data stays within your organization. You do not need to share your data with anyone else. The dashboards deployed in your account on top of the data which is stored in your account. Cloud intelligence dashboards provide you in-depth details about your AWS spend and usage, and you have both high-level views and resource-level granularity. So you can easily focus from top-level details to understanding which accounts and which resources consume this spend and usage. And it's very important that you can customize the dashboards. So you can actually adjust them to your business need. You can bring details about your business units, about your unit cost metrics, about your resource cost allocation tags and things like that. So you can fully customize dashboards, or you can use the dashboards as is, which we provide. So it's up to you to decide, but Quicksite allows us to actually do pretty much everything with this instrument. And on top of that, the dashboards are cost effective. They built on serverless AWS services under the hood, and you basically pay as you go and scale on demand. You do not need to provision resources upfront, and there are no additional charges for cloud intelligence dashboards. So you pay only for underlying services like Amazon S3, Glue, Athena, and Quicksite. In scope of cloud intelligence dashboards, we have 6 dashboards for our customers. We have high-level dashboards like trends and cost intelligence dashboards, which provide high-level charts and visualizations and answer the questions like what is my storage and compute unit cost, what's my year-over-year, quarter-over-quarter spend, and summary of discounts. Then we build a Kudos dashboard, which actually has best of this high-level details, but also it expands them and provides resource level granularity. It provides more after-generated cost optimization recommendations for different services, different domains like databases, management and observability, etc. And it actually very popular not only among executive and finance procurement personas, but it becomes very popular among FinOps practitioner teams, engineering and operational teams, business and product owners, because it allows to go from high-level details to bottom-level details. It's important that cloud financial management is not a project, and we recommend not to treat it as a project, but treat it as a continuous process. Yeah, so if you apply cost optimization once, you will see that like in some time you will have again amount of savings opportunities growing, and you need to apply it again. So we recommend to treat cost optimization as a process, not a project. And to achieve better results, we recommend to set KPIs and your basically KPI targets towards them. So for that, we built a KPI dashboard, which actually allows you to have a visibility on top of 18 recommended by AWS KPIs and to set your own goals. So KPI dashboard is very popular among FinOps practitioners because it allows actually to set the goals and bring management and decision makers together with resource owners into kind of the same page of, okay, what we are trying to achieve here and how we are trying to achieve that. We also have 2 services, Compute Optimizer and Trusted Advisor, which provide detailed and after-generated recommendations for your infrastructural waste, like overutilized instances, overutilized Lambda functions, or idle resources like RDS databases or Redshift clusters. So those services can be used as is in AWS console. However, they provide you only view for current situation, current state of things. While we see that to actually measure your effectiveness on reducing cost optimization opportunities, it's very important to see monthly progress over time. So for this, we've built Compute Optimizer and Trusted Advisor dashboards, which allows you to actually get the data out of the services and visualize in Quicksite and to see the monthly progress towards amount of your optimization opportunities, but also it allows you to have possibility to see all the data in one single place without need to switch between accounts, to switch between regions. So you will have all the data in one single place in the Quicksite. And under the hood, it's all built by using resource as a sources from our AWS services, such as cost and usage report, Trusted Advisor and Compute Optimizer, which we mentioned. Optionally, you can even extend this to use AWS budgets and AWS organizations. And then we use Amazon Athena, AWS Glue, and Amazon Quicksite. Actually, this serverless data analytics framework in AWS, which we provide for our customers to visualize this data and apply some business logics. And once you deploy the dashboards, you have them ready to use. You do not need to create them manually. We provide under well-architected labs a comprehensive guide how to deploy these dashboards and how to actually getting started and customize the dashboard to adjust to your business need. Okay, let's have a look, how the dashboards looks like. And I want to cover some common FinOps journeys for which our customers have with cloud intelligence dashboards. And first, I'd like to cover KPI dashboard. And here you see in my screen KPI dashboard exactly in the how it looks like when you deploy it as well. The data would be different, but the look and feel would be exactly the same. Right here we have just some demo data, and you have, as I mentioned, 18 different KPIs, and those KPIs like amount of EC2 instances which run on previous generation instance types, a percentage of your EC2 instances running on Spot or on Graviton processors, or for example, if you talk about storage optimization, for example, and general purpose storage, we have our newest storage type GP3, which is more cost effective. So again, you can set your target for this KPI. You can, for example, say, hey, I'd like 90% of my storage to run on GP3, or I want to reduce amount of EBS snapshots, which I have, I'm storing over 1 year, so I want to have not more than 10% of my snapshots. Or I'd like to modernize my databases and to run on Graviton processors because they're more cost efficient. So I want to have at least like 80% of my RDS instances running on Graviton. So you can set these different KPIs. And then you can go to KPI tracker here, and you can see your goals which you set, and you can see your progress towards achieving the goals. And for some goals, you already, for example, achieved this goal, and you can think of maybe increasing the target. But for some, like EBS GP3 out of GP storage, you see that you are not even close to achieving the goal, for example. And this allows actually to track the progress over time. So sometimes the progress might be better, sometimes worse, but it allows actually to track the progress over time. But then the most important part of the dashboard is that it shows not only the progress in percentage, but it shows you total of your cost optimization opportunities or cost saving opportunities if you achieve the goal. So this is very powerful because it allows to prioritize the efforts towards cost optimization. So you could actually see which of these KPIs and work on which of these KPIs can bring you the most of cost optimization opportunities, and prioritize work of your resource owners and engineering teams, basically depending on amount of optimization opportunities you have. So it's easily to see here that, for example, it's worth to work on GP3 out of GP KPI, because it provides relatively pretty high amount of cost optimization opportunities, or RDS for Graviton here as well shows pretty good opportunities for us. So this allows actually to focus on what matters, and also you can share this dashboard with your teams, so it could be shared with any user within your organization. So your resource owners can come here as well and use the same KPIs and see the same data as, for example, FinOps practitioners see it. And then you can go into lower level details. So if you talk about EBS and migration to GP3 volumes, you can go to EBS tab here, and see lots of details, again, from high level to bottom level, like what's my average cost of storage. Yes, so you could see that unit cost, it used to be like 11 cents and it went to 13 cents because you started to use IO1, more expensive storage type. And together with this, you can see a list of GP2 volumes, so previous generation of EBS volumes, and you can see the current cost of the volume, you can see potential saving, and now your resource owners can prioritize within this pillar, prioritize the efforts and see, okay, probably it's worth to start migrating the most expensive volumes, right? So they can prioritize the efforts, they can see exactly which resources they belongs to, they can group by also by accounts to see which accounts these resources belongs to. So it's very easy to actually start optimizing and bring this data into actions. Then for gravitons, for example, for RDS for graviton, we can go to other graviton tab and to select RDS. And then we will see, again, with high level details, we would also see this particular resource IDs or IRNs of our RDS instances, which are running on not on Graviton, but could be migrated to Graviton. So you could see instance type, latest Graviton instance family. You can see current cost of instance and potential savings if you migrate to Graviton and in months over months. Okay, so we set our KPIs and we can track now our progress towards achieving them. So what about infrastructural waste, right? So what about right sizing of our resources? And we have two dashboards which actually can help you with this. The Compute Optimizer, which I'm showing now, this dashboard allows you to actually identify over-provisioned, but interesting that also under-provisioned resources. And you can see total of your optimization opportunities in summary tab of Compute Optimizer dashboard per services which it supports. So for example, you could see that by optimizing EC2 instances, you can save up to 238K, for example, in this case. So again, you could see the monthly progress and amount of your cost optimization opportunities, which it's important because now in this demo customer, we can clearly see that actually no one works on cost optimization here, right? So amount of opportunities grows month over month. What we would like to see is amount of cost optimization opportunities actually reducing, right? So that would show us effect, and that's how FinOps practitioners can actually provide the reporting on top of how effectively we manage to reduce this amount of optimization opportunities and actually demonstrate and measure the effect of cost optimization or right sizing exercise in this case. Together with this high-level summary, we again apply similar consistent approach across our all dashboards. So we go into details in every single tab for particular services. And here you can find breakdown of your total EC2 instances by over-provisioned, under-provisioned, and optimized. You can interactively click on any place of this visual and select, for example, over-provisioned, and then all other visuals would be rendered or filtered to show only over-provisioned data. You can again see amount of instances per account or amount of potential savings per account and click on account to filter even more, zoom in even more to see which instances belong to this account. And here you can see list of EC2 instances sorted by savings opportunities. You can click on particular instance, and here you would see your options and recommendations by Compute Optimizer to actually downscale this instance. And it's now C5D 9x large, and there are two options to actually migrate it to 3x large or 2x large, right, in different instance family. And it will show you what's the current CPU and memory consumption and what would be projected consumption if you actually downscale this instance to recommended one, and what are the estimated savings opportunities. Also, to actually downscale with confidence, you can also see for last 14 days metrics from CloudWatch, so you could actually see what was if there were any changes in your memory and CPU consumption. Together with Compute Optimizer, if you are on business, on-ramp, or enterprise support, you can use also Trusted Advisor Dashboard. Let me switch to Trusted Advisor Dashboard or TAO Dashboard, how we call it. And here we provide, again, in one single place, details on top of all Trusted Advisor pillars like security, fault tolerance, performance, and of course, cost optimization. And in cost optimization, you could see your cost optimization opportunities for things like idle RDS instances, idle load balancers, underutilized Redshift clusters. And again, we go from top to the bottom with ability to see exactly details for particular instances which are idle. So it means that they didn't have any connection for last 14 plus days, and total of estimated savings and estimated savings per particular instance. So again, it's very easy to prioritize the efforts towards optimizing them. And then I wanted also to show you a Kudos dashboard because it's the most popular dashboard, and it provides, as I mentioned before, the most comprehensive visibility on top of your spend and usage. We have several high-level tabs here, like billing summary, which allows you to see high-level details on how many accounts you have, how many services you use in previous months, and some trends of your spend per account, per service, but also very important total amount of discounts that you get from credits, refunds, and others in a single place. Then summary for reserved instances and savings plans, where you can see again in one single place total amount of savings which you get out of using reservations, savings plans for all AWS services. And also, if you have any unused costs, right? So you can see them here as well, and you can action on them. Maybe you can, switch the instance types and to the ones that covered by your reservation, or at least to know that you have some unused savings that you overcommitted, right? So, and again, in one single place, you can see all the savings from all the services in this tab. And if you scroll it to the bottom, you would see a lot of details covering basically your savings plan and rise usage and ability to actually even charge back this usage by your linked accounts. Then month-over-month trends allows to quickly focus on the most moving parts within your organization. So here is the sections, and again, this is a beauty of Quicksite, which allows us to auto-generate these recommendations or visualize which services increased the most or decreased the most in spend. And then you can see also the same for accounts, which accounts increased or decreased. And you can actually now work with these two tables of month-over-month trends by service and accounts. You can sort by, for example, increase in absolute values or increase in percentage or total cost for service. And then you can see which accounts increase the most from 2 months ago to previous months. You can select a particular account if you'd like to investigate what exactly particular service, what exactly changed within that service, and all the visuals would be filtered based on your selection. Then you can see which accounts actually consume the most of CloudWatch in this case, and if you'd like to investigate further, you can also select an account. So now you selected account and service, and you can see a spend within this account and service by product family. So now we see that increase was caused by data payload and metric storage. So basically, now it's easy to understand what exactly changed within this account. So we started to use more metric storage. So we started to send some custom metrics to CloudWatch. You can see in which region it happened. You can even see which API operations were involved, like put log events, then which log groups it belongs to. So you can go from high-level details to low-level details very quickly. If you want to dive even deeper to particular resources, we have lots of tabs here for different services like compute, storage, databases, and monitoring and observability. For example, if you'd like to dive deeper in CloudWatch, you can go to monitoring and observability tab, and there you will be able to see top resources, daily usage, total spend and usage for these top resources with resource IDs, and all the details that you need actually to address with the owner of those resources. I wanted to show you quickly one more thing is data transfer summary here, because usually data transfer costs are not considered during the planning of migrations, and then it's very hard to monitor your data transfer spend and usage. And here we actually allow you to have a breakdown of data transfer per different data transfer types, like in very easy to understand format. You can see that it's how much you spend on inter-AZ data transfer, on region to region data transfer, or transit gateway. So, and again, you can, if you'd like to focus on particular data transfer type, you can select it here. Then you can see a daily your amount of data transfer, inter-AZ data transfer generated in this case by particular service. Yeah, ELB and EC2. You can see monthly trends here. And again, go from top to bottom. Now you can see breakdown per account and API operation, which caused this data transfer, right? And you can click on accounts here. You can click on here on any API operation. Again, you see a daily spend in the dimension of API operation. You can see from in which regions this data transfer happened most. And the most interesting part is you can see top 10 resources which generated your inter-AZ data transfer. And again, you can switch from different data transfer types, and your all visuals will be rendered based on this selection. Let me conclude the demo. So our dashboards allow you to get pretty much different views on your spend and usage. They allow you to identify infrastructural waste. They allow you to set your KPI and targets towards different cost optimization domains. And they allow you to have very comprehensive visibility for spend and usage, and have also some auto-generated recommendations and highlights of the top and bottom movers. So you can use them pretty much as is. However, as I mentioned, you can customize them. You can bring some business unit metrics, and we have plenty of videos explaining how to do that in Quicksite, because Quicksite allows to actually bring easily new data sources and customize these dashboards. Get back to presentation deck. We have many customers who use our dashboards, and here are just some few examples how PandaDoc, for example, use cloud intelligence dashboards, and they help them to visualize trusted advisor checks and cost and usage reports. And basically with this visibility, they manage to uncover different cost optimization opportunities. And Verisk, also FinOps team, use our dashboards in bi-monthly review meetings with business units to present their cloud usage and expenses to analyze trends. And let me pass word to Jonathan to talk more about other use cases for Amazon Quicksite, which you might also have in your organization. So once you deployed cloud intelligence dashboards, you can explore more actually about Quicksite and use Quicksite for other cases.
Thanks, Yuri. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, great. Yeah, so just want to just talk about some of the other use cases for Quicksite. As obviously your organizations are generating more data, what we're seeing in the organizations is that a lot of customers are using their BI tools, and there's probably around 4 or 5 different BI tools that you're using in the organization.
Can you make it full screen, so this slide would be full screen if it's possible?
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, so what we're saying is that essentially, because there's so much data being generated in the organization, and you're using different BI tools, the fact is that only less than 20% of decision makers like yourself are actually using cloud intelligence reports and other types of dashboards and visualizations in the organization. So this is a big challenge because it blocks the flow of information and data across the organization. So this becomes a big challenge for a lot of companies. And what we see is that customers use different types of products for different types of reporting, dashboarding. If you have a different product for embedding and also for things like natural language querying. So there's lots of silos in the BI world. Now, what Quicksite tries to do is sort of reduce that and bring that all into one. So we try and package all those different silos of products and package it into one cloud BI service and solution for our customers. And this really helps us to do different things. Obviously, we can connect to your own data sources that you have on-premise. It can be in our AWS cloud. It also can be in other cloud platforms. So if you have multi-cloud environment, we can connect to other data sources from other environments. And then we can take that data, put it into to Quicksite. This can be either directly or through our intelligent Spice engine. And then we can use Quicksite to essentially provide historical analysis apply some machine learning algorithms on the data, and you can also plug in your own machine learning model directly to Quicksite, and then that will be able to generate much more insights into the data. So you'll be able to build those interactive dashboards, embed them into your applications and portals, ask natural questions and business questions around those dashboards. I'll show you, that some really important assets you can look at and ask questions around your cost intelligence reports and dashboards that you build. You can actually ask that in natural language querying. You can actually ask a question and get the report, and also build customized reports that you can share with your business. And Quicksite, as you know, is a pay-per-use model. It's a session-based model, so you only use it when you're actually logging into sessions or you're actually accessing the reports online. And then finally, you can take action with those reports and dashboards. You can, Quicksite is used to not only service reports and dashboards, but also can be used as part of a BI migration and consolidation exercise. Also to enhance your internal applications or your product applications, if you've got a new product that you want to be able to use. So Quicksite is used in many different ways. Typically, you've seen today the cost intelligent reports and dashboards for Quicksite. That's part and parcel of what we do. You can design and make your own and add new versions of the dashboards, or you can use our templates that you've seen that Yuri present to you today. You can take those dashboards and actually embed it directly into your own portal or application. This is where we see a lot of customers now using Quicksite for embedded analytics. So they're taking all their KPIs and all their metrics, and they're basically plugging it into their own app. And then last but not least, Quicksite is now being used for enterprise reporting. So you may be using a legacy reporting solution. I'm going to show you a little screenshot of where you can use Quicksite now to create on-the-fly reports, maybe your annual reports or other types of reporting that you want to share with even third parties. One of the things about being serverless and in the cloud is that from a BI perspective, we take away that kind of heavy lifting of all the things that you need to do as an on-premise BI service. So all the sort of backing up and upgrading and patching and all those sort of things that you would typically do, you don't do that with Quicksite. You're just there to focus on the insights. What are those insights? How can I share them with the business? And how can we take some action on those insights? Also adding in machine learning and built into Quicksite. So Quicksite has things like narratives where we look at your top trends, your bottom trends in the organization, and on those insights, those KPIs you've generated. We can plug in unique models via SageMaker. So if you've got your own machine learning models that you want to plug in for deeper analysis, we can do that directly with Quicksite. Quicksite has Q. I'll show you what Q is and a link to Q. But Quicksite also has anomaly detection built in. So where you see some costs going up or down, those trends can be easily spotted with anomaly detection built into Quicksite. So we can flag them and alert them to you on a regular basis. So anytime a change occurs, you'll be quickly focusing in on what happened, when, and why. And then last but not least, Quicksite has forecasting built in. So we can actually forecast what your costs and spends usage will be for the next 180 months ahead, for example. Even looking historical, we can look at historical patterns and actually do predictions on where we think you're going to be in terms of cost and usage spend with Quicksite. So we actually have forecasting built into Quicksite automatically. As I mentioned, Quicksite has now released a new module called reporting in the cloud. So here you can create sophisticated reports and PDFs or CSV exports. You can download them, they can be exported. You can actually create custom reports with your own logos. You can decide what you want to share. And we have also security built into reporting. So whatever report you share, if you've got row and column level security switched on, those people can only consume and see the reports and the data within the reports based on the permissions they have. So again, fully serverless in the cloud. There's a lot of heavy lifting and cost to do with reporting as well. I'm sure you know what that is today. But look at those reports and think about how could you save by building those reports directly with Quicksite in the cloud. Now we have 100,000 users plus using Quicksite in lots of different use cases. Lots of embedding. Siemens takes Quicksite, embeds it into their application. We have financial institutions using Quicksite like Capital One for fraud detection. We've got a lot of customers like Showpad who've fully taken Quicksite. They're a sales enablement platform, and they're using Quicksite for two use cases: internal reporting and external custom app embedding. So there's lots of different use cases for using Quicksite. So I just wanted to share insights there. Just to show you a quick demo. I'm not sure whether you've seen Quicksite in action, but there's a site called Demo Central. We'll share the links with you. But when you come to Demo Central, essentially there's lots of different dashboards and access points here to see how Quicksite can be used. But if I also look at one demo, which we often get asked for, is how do I ask simple questions about for example, my cost and usage. So Yuri's explained to you that you've got Quicksite cost and usage reports, but let's say you have a business user who doesn't really understand the dashboard, but they just want to ask a simple question about the cost and usage. So here with Quicksite Q, they can just say, for example, what is my monthly spend for Quicksite this year? So if I ask that question into Q, Q takes that question, it breaks it down into natural language querying, and then I can see, what is my sum cost here. I can see that on the screen. Or for example, if I also ask, who had the highest spend last month, then that question is broken down. You can see here that Quicksite has been a service that's been utilized, and Redshift as well, Kendra. Now, what I can also do as a user, if I don't like the way this is presented to me, I could change this automatically and say, actually, I want this in a donut chart. So I like this in a donut chart, and that can quite easily be broken down there. I can also click on the Insights button here, and it will show me if I had any forecasting. It will put the forecast in. I can also, if I wanted to, I can export this to CSV. I can share this visual automatically, and I can have an answer breakdown of what the actual the reason why I got this as an answer. So just please look at this. Please look at this cost and usage analysis report. This is just showing again costs compared to different usage, and yeah, there are lots of different ways of using Quicksite here with different dashboards and reports. Please play around with the demo. There's lots and lots of different types of demos that you can build with Quicksite. So you can add in graphics, videos into your dashboards to make them a little bit more friendly on the eye. But just wanted to share with you this link. We'll share it with you afterwards. Lots and lots of different content here available in our Demo Central site. Okay, so let's go back to what's next, because we've come to the end. So these are just some QR codes where you can look at, for example, how to deploy cloud intelligence dashboards. Click on that link, and I'll open up to how you can deploy the dashboards, and then how you maybe want to customize dashboards. We've got another link there to see how you can obviously customize the dashboards. And then we have a Quicksite community. So the Quicksite community will actually share with you the Demo Central site, all our new releases for any feature update for Quicksite, training to get you up to speed on Quicksite. You can share that with your different colleagues in the organization. So the community is a very important part, and any question you have around Quicksite or your cost intelligence report, you can actually ask the community. All right, so last but not least, we do have a quick survey. It takes you 30 seconds to complete. So please click on the survey. We do like our feedback at AWS, as you're aware. So please click on the link or scan that code, and it'll be great for us to understand your thoughts on today's session, and what you'd like to have as a next session as well, because we're going to run these regular sessions now. So please provide your feedback by clicking on the link or clicking on the QR code.